The one and only Ford Fox NFL Sunday pregame show is sponsored by the 2012 Ford F-150, the only truck available with the efficiency and power of an EcoBoost engine. By State Farm, for auto, home, life, and banking, get to a better state. And by Corona Extra, who invites you to find your beach.
All right, time now for State Farm to cover the field. State Farm, get to a better state.
Get to a better state, sponsored by State Farm.
Well, last year, Mike Pereira put us all in a better state, left the NFL as the director of officiating, came over to Fox, and you hit on 97% of the plays that were under review last year. 97?
Well, I talked to Terry before I made the decision every time. I got all the accurate information from him.
Or maybe that was where the 3% was wrong.
Did Terry compile those numbers?
Sent them to me yesterday.
Well, congratulations on a great rookie year. Let's move forward to this season and talk about some of the rules changes. The first one being reviewing every scoring play in each game.
I think it's going to turn out to be a non-issue. They've done a good job in the preseason of confirming the call quickly. It may add a couple seconds of game time, but I don't think it's going to be an issue.
Well, the one that everyone's talked about in the preseason, of course, is moving the kickoff from the 30-yard line up to the 35. Obviously, we've seen many more touchbacks already.
And you're gonna, but it's strictly injury-related. I mean, the facts are, the stats that have been quoted, 11 injuries per 100 kickoff versus 7 injuries per 100 scrimmage plays. So they just did it to try to make a safer environment on kickoffs.
Mike, twice as many touchbacks in preseason. Too many non-action plays. I hate the rule. You know, and there's still going to be returns because what happens is the coverage unit, they're accustomed to the ball going into the end zone. They relax, and all of a sudden it comes out of the end zone, touchdown.
We saw the Cobb return the other night.
Yeah.
The return that wasn't supposed to be a return, that was a return, ended up being okay. I think later on in the year when the weather's bad, outdoors you're going to see more returns.
Define the injury, though. You're talking torn up knees.
But you think like the Rutgers kid, for example. You know, it's those type of paralysis type injuries that they're trying. Absolutely.
But that's part. But what I don't like, that's momentum changing play for a lot of teams. You lose that, and for me, I'm a fan. It's boring. I love a kickoff.
Well,
love that.
Let me ask you this then: is there any talk about eliminating the kickoff
I don't
entirely?
cover them, Howie.
Absolutely not. They're not. They'll look at it after the season's over, make a couple tweaks, especially if the amount of returns gets under 60%, then they'll look at it. But otherwise, they're not going to eliminate the kickoff.
All right, I know you got 97% right last year. We expect better from you this season. All right?
Got it.
Pressure's on.
Slump.
We'll talk to you later. All right, thanks a lot. Up next, what about Michael Vick? He's now the third highest paid quarterback in football. Is he worth it? Some up here say yes, others say no. Plus, what was the best play in the league last season? Find out the nominees and vote for your favorite as Fox NFL Sunday rolls on.
Down by 7. Final play for Detroit.
Only thing that would make this any better is overtime.
They'll need a miracle to win this football game. Harris slot right, drops back. Hines takes the pass at the 30. With the seam! Wow! Can you believe it? One man to beat! We're headed to overtime!
Buffalo Wild Wings, Wings Beer Sports.
Field goal for the win! Oh!
not too late. Sign up and draft now at NFL.com/fantasy.
You served our nation with pride. Continue your service with a company that values your experience. L3 Stratus, now hiring cleared experts in cyber, intelligence, and IT. Be L3. Visit L3Stratus.com.
Washington, D.C., a landmark of liberty and opportunity. At Bank of America, we live and work here with thousands of employees and hundreds of branches and ATMs. Every day, we're working to help set opportunity in motion, from supporting the arts and Howard University to helping revitalize Anacostia and downtown D.C. Because when you're giving, lending, and investing in more communities across the country, more opportunities happen.
It's never too early in the week for a great deal on dinner, and you won't find a better deal than at Pizza Hut. Right now, you'll get a large one-topping carry-out pizza from Monday through Wednesday for only $7.99. At that price, you can afford to have pizza for dinner Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So come in for this limited-time offer and get a large one-topping carry-out pizza for only $7.99. Saving money has never been so delicious. Only at your Pizza Hut.
L3 Stratus thanks you for your service to the nation. Continue your career serving the national security mission. We're hiring cleared experts in cyber, intelligence, and IT. Be L3. Visit L3Stratus.com.
When it all comes down, it all comes down to the team you trust, the Fox 5 Weather Team.
Hey, CeeLo, you're mad about being dumped by your girl? Psh, try being a first rounder and being dumped at third string. Broncos driving down the field, Tebow gets no love, so they might cut you. Guess Tebow's game in the pocket isn't enough, so they might cut you. Not even number 2. If Orton's not in, they're going to Quinn. Ain't that something? It's pretty Quinn. Somehow got drafted to the pros, but you still can't throw, so they might cut you.
Oh, that's a little something we're calling Fox 45. We'll do it from time to time this year just to have a little fun and let Michael dance.
We had another one
yeah.
here. It wasn't Fox 45.
I'm going to have Jimmy dancing soon.
Another thing we're going to do is we'll keep track of what players in the NFL are actually tweeting about today's games with our Twitter ticker, which you can see right there at the bottom of your screen. You can follow most of us on Twitter, including Cletus the Fox Robot. You can check him out to see if he's trash talking TV about his picks each and every week.
If a guy's tweeting during the game, that's kind of dangerous, right? It's not like tweeting
He
and
has to do
driving.
it before the game. One other new segment we're calling Double Coverage, in which our guys will debate both sides of a hot button issue. And this week it's all about Michael Vick and that controversial mega contract he signed last month, making him the third highest paid quarterback behind only Brady and Manning. Simple question, Jimmy. Is Vick worth the contract?
Absolutely yes. You know, most exciting player in the entire NFL, a record-setting offense, and with Vick, you got a shot in every single ball game. Now, you want to answer that question? You just ask any franchise that doesn't have an outstanding quarterback, they'll say, hey, we'll pay whatever it takes to get Vick.
I don't think so. I would love to have seen more. I played against Michael Vick when he was in Atlanta. One thing, when you hit a Brady, when you hit a McNabb, when you hit a Roethlisberger, you absorb some of the hit because they're bigger guys. Vick's not a bigger guy. Hitting Michael Vick, you feel like Drago and Rocky. I able to break you. You can break Michael Vick. He scrambles, everybody loves it, but he sets himself up for hits.
How'd that turn out for Drago?
He lost.
This guy's one of the
taken.
top 5, if not the most dynamic player in football. He had his best year in a contract year. By his own admission, he hadn't committed to being a student of the football game. Philadelphia feels that he's going to make a big jump this year from last year. He makes a big jump from last year to this year. Philadelphia Eagles are in the Super Bowl.
This is his first regular season game to start in 5 years. He came off the bench last year. Season opener, I'm sorry. Had a great year last year. 1 year. That's like one good year up here out of 18. You get a huge raise.
You need to let the money go.
Well, I can't let the money go because that's a lot of money. I just find that it's hard. If Brady and Manning and Roethlisberger and Rodgers in San Diego and the young man down in Atlanta,
and Breeze. These guys are all better than
None of those guys are available. Michael Vick's available. It's supply and demand,
He's
and it's timing.
No, I was going to say, I think a lot of it has to do with timing. His contract is up, so he got the money right now. That'll do it for this week's double coverage. One of the exciting new elements to our show this season. But you know what? An old favorite is back as well. Our Pizza Hut favorite play. However, it's just a little bit different. Now you at home can vote for the best play each and every week. Since it's week 1, though, we'll start off with the best of the last regular season. Jacksonville's Hail Mary takes on the new Miracle at the Meadowlands.
Just some time. David shuffles his feet, turns and launches this one in the direction of Mike Sims Walker. And this one's going to be batted and caught. Touchdown! Oh my gosh! How did that happen? Hail Mary!
I've never seen a finish like that. 31-31. Back dodge the punt. Gets a high snap. Gets it away. It's a Duckler. Jackson takes it at the 35. Picks it up. Looks for running room. He's at the 40. He's at the 45. Midfield. He's at the 40. He's going to go. Deshaun Jackson. I don't care if he jumps, dives. He's running around. And he's in the end zone. And there's no time. And the Eagles win. The Eagles win. This is Miracle in the Meadowlands #2.
All right, Michael Strahan, you can open up your eyes now. Which play do you like at home? All you got to do is log on to Fox Sports/Pizza Hut and vote for your favorite.
I don't like that Philadelphia Eagles play. It bothers me. It bothers me. It bothers me.
I knew that was coming from somewhere. Hey, talk about not liking. The last time we saw Bears quarterback Jay Cutler, a lot of folks didn't like him. He was knocked out of the NFC Championship game against the Packers with a busted knee. Players got on him. Media got on him. They questioned his toughness, his leadership. Was that criticism fair? We'll talk about that when we come back.
Behind every business is a what if. What if we designed an electric motorcycle? What if we turned trash into surfboards? Whatever your what if is, the new Sprint Biz 360 has custom solutions to make it happen, including mobile payment processing, instant hotspots, and powerful devices like the Motorola Photon 4G. So let's all keep asking the big what ifs. Sprint Business Specialists can help you find the answers. Sprint, America's favorite 4G network.
Another good thing about Geico is they've got, like, real live people working there 24/7. So, like, say you need to report a claim, right? A real person will be there to help you. Then you can use Geico.com to view photos of the damage, track your claim, print an estimate. You want an English muffin? They literally hand you a toasted muffin with butter and jam. Oh, it's tasty. That's a complete dramatisation, of course, but you get my point.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
My favorite thing? My daughter's way of saying, welcome home. Instant breakfast.
A little piece of home after an away game.
Eating lunch out.
When Dad's in charge of dinner. Stop it. Stuffed crust.
Making Wednesday feel like a Saturday. That's my favorite thing.
That's my favorite thing.
That's our favorite thing.
There are rich teams, and then there's us. We're going to rethink the game.
In here, there's a championship team we can afford because everyone else undervalues them.
You don't put a team together with a computer. Adapt or die. We are card counters at the blackjack table. And we're going to turn the odds on the casino. We want you at first. I've only ever played catcher. It's not that hard. Tell him, watch.
It's incredibly hard.
Moneyball. Rated PG-13.
Okay, this is it. The Built Ford Tough Sales Event. And in this corner, America's most fuel-efficient pickups. Featuring F-150 with exclusive EcoBoost technology that delivers the power and MPGs the so-called contenders can't. Plus, it's ranked highest in initial quality in its class. Now that's a 1-2 knockout punch. On F-150, get 0% financing for 60 months, plus another grand toward your trade-in on top of what it's worth.
This is Game Day, brought to you by Sprint, with an unlimited look at today's action. In St. Louis, the Eagles take on the Rams and last year's Offensive Rookie of the Year, Sam Bradford. St. Louis has a new offensive coordinator and former Broncos head coach Josh McDaniels. Jimmy, is McDaniels good or bad for Bradford?
Not only good, he's great. Don't forget, McDaniels was an outstanding offensive coordinator for New England. You know, he had a problem as a head coach, but he's outstanding.
As for Philly, they signed Nnamdi Asomugha and traded for Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. And when you add in Asante Samuel, the Eagles now have 3 Pro Bowl corners. Howie, is this the best group of corners in the league?
I think it is. Cromartie will play in the slot, and I think this group was assembled for one reason, to beat the 2 teams that played on Thursday night, particularly the Green Bay Packers.
All right, down in Tampa, one of the best young quarterbacks in the league, Josh Freeman, looks to improve on the Buccaneers' 10-win season as they battle the Lions. Michael, a lot of folks are saying Detroit's Ndamukong Suh is a dirty player. Is he?
He's playing a dirty position. Kurt, you got to be a little down and dirty. I don't think he's dirty. I think he's aggressive, except the penalty don't hurt his team, and pretty soon it can make him a target for some offensive linemen.
And finally, the Chicago Bears host the Atlanta Falcons, who were so desperate to add a playmaker alongside Roddy White. They went out and traded 5 draft picks to draft rookie wide receiver Julio Jones. For more unlimited football coverage, all you got to do is go to Sprint.com/football. All football, no limits. All right, let's bring in Daryl Johnston, who's calling that game for us today in Chicago. And Moose, is Julio Jones worth 5 players? And can he put Atlanta over the hump?
You know, Kurt, personally, I don't think anybody is worth 5 players, but the Falcons know they've got a window of opportunity with this group, and after that disappointing playoff loss to the Green Bay Packers last year, their top priority was becoming more explosive. So they target Julio Jones in the draft, they make the deal, and if this works out and they win a championship in the near future, then it doesn't matter what I think. But the one thing that I'm interested in is the other side of this with the Cleveland Browns. What do they do with this opportunity? And you got a guy sitting down there to your left, Jimmy Johnson, who built our championship teams down in Dallas with a bunch of draft picks. He got in a similar deal his first year as head coach.
All right, thanks a lot, Moose. And Jimmy, of course, made that big trade for Herschel Walker. You got more than 5 players in turning that franchise around in Atlanta.
It was a great train robbery, and we won a couple of Super Bowls.
All because of it. Let's get back to Chicago right now. Most of you know that Jay Cutler was actually criticized by players, by media, for the NFC Championship game where he came back in the second half but left with an injured knee. A lot of people, even on the set, Jimmy, didn't like his demeanor. Terry, was all that criticism from everybody against Cutler fair?
You know, it's kind of a perception. You look at him from the television side and you say, God, his head's down, his helmet sits a little low, he walks around, doesn't smile, looks kind of arrogant. You know what? Who cares? Fact is, this guy can play. I don't think anybody should judge a guy through a television camera and go, oh, my gosh, he has no heart. That's the worst thing you could possibly hear. The fact that he's not tough, you don't think he's tough, ask the players on the Chicago Bears offensive line and on that team, and they'll all tell you he is one tough guy. I believe in Jay Cutler. I don't find a problem with him at all.
And that's the only place where it's important, inside that locker room. You don't have to agree with, but you certainly understand the fan outcry. The thing that was disappointing to me was the outcry on Twitter